talk about it. Ain't that right, girlfriend Peggy? What's going on, beautiful Nubian queen? I feel like there should be some special tribal music for you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Talk Live. I didn't see you. Hey, beautiful.
Hello, my beauty. How you doing?
Good, good. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I told everybody that you look like a beautiful Nubian queen, and I felt like there should be some
Oh,
tribal music to accompany your appearance tonight.
oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, that's
Hi,
not
Pastor
necessary.
Davis. Hey, folks are coming in. Listen, we're so happy to have you be a part of everything. Oh, Peggy, tonight your head wrap is absolutely exquisite. You outdid
Thank
yourself
you.
tonight. It is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
You know,
Thank
anytime
you.
Peggy
Thank
wraps her
you.
hair, we have to try to figure out what she used. Was it a scarf, was it a dress, was it a blouse, was it pants, was it a table runner, a tablecloth, a a curtain? What could it be? Because she is so absolutely creative that she can make it about just about anything. And all right, and then you want to show off your earrings too. Now what do the earrings say?
Queen. Queen.
Oh, okay. All right. Peggy is all about queenness. Peggy gonna have on a crown. She gonna have on some rhinestones. She gonna have on some. She is gonna. You are gonna know that a queen has entered the building. Okay. All right. So hey, queen. I like that. Now, oh, okay. I can see it a little bit. It's
You see it?
queen in different colors.
Right. And it keep turning around because it's white on one side. You know the little flimsy earrings.
Yes.
They were so cute
Yes.
and I love the colors, so
The colors
I
are
want them.
beautiful. And they
Yes.
match your scarf. They complement your head wrap. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a scarf. I
The
don't know
colors.
what it is.
It's the
So
colors. It's
let me
got
see.
all the different colors in it.
Oh, it has beautiful colors. It's a gorgeous
Mhm.
pattern. I love it. I love it. So I named all of the things that it could be. So what is it?
It is simply a very old Bob Mackie scarf. It's
Oh,
just a scarf.
old Bob
Scarf.
Mackey scarf. You can't
I
go
think
wrong
that's
with
his
that.
name. Yeah, the
Hi,
designer.
hey. I see y'all over there. I'm live on my personal Facebook as well.
Oh, okay.
So because I didn't get a chance to go live in advance, I was running late tonight. I didn't do all my production on time, and so I was a little bit behind. We would love for you to join us. Switch over to Raw Talk on Facebook. Go to the Raw Talk page so that you can comment, or go to YouTube at Real As Women and comment there. We would love to have you do it because we've got a laundry list of things to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the new romance scam, aka hospice husbands. We're also going to talk about the brother that has 7 children from 7 different women, and he says, "Hey, I'm not paying for nothing. I told y'all not to do that, and you did it anyway." And so we're going to find out what he has to say about why he feels the way he feels about not wanting to be a part of the lives of these children. Um, then we've got the gay black pastor, and hi,
Mm.
Steph, and so we've got the gay black pastor, and his point of view. Uh, Okay, some of you will say, hey, that's out of line. That's not in order, but it'll be interesting, I think, to hear what he has to say. And then, of course, we got to talk about the hi, Dion. Dion made the switch over. Thank you, boo. We appreciate you. Then we've got to talk about the folks, the 4 folks, yeah, black people from South Carolina who went to Mexico last Friday and got brutally kidnapped, snatched out of the car, shot, all of this other kind of stuff in broad daylight, so-called kidnapped. You know me. I don't ever go for what they first come out saying. Don't fall for the hype. But we'll talk about that. And because two came back alive and two did not. Okay, so much love and condolences to the family of the two victims that did not make it back alive.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
it's so sad. Yeah.
and because that's sad. I don't care what the
Yeah, it is.
circumstances were. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what they were doing. And and so them and then last but not least, Chris Rock. What did you think about the Chris Rock Netflix special? I have to admit, I haven't seen it. I didn't look. I got to go back and look. But Chris addressed the Will Smith thing, and so people have they're in their feelings about that. We are so funny. Don't you think, girlfriend Peggy, we so funny. We want people to mourn a certain way. We want people to react a certain way. And then if they don't, then we got something to say. And we just so opinionated. Thank God, because then that gives us something to talk about. So that's the smorgasbord. That's what we got laid out for you tonight. So there you go. Everything good with you,
That's quite a
girlfriend
bit.
Peggy?
Girl, everything good. I just been home since Sunday. Me and the kids came home. We used to be here for about a good week. And when I tell you, I've been working my fingers to the bone. I've been working my fingers to the bone, trying to work and get some things together over here. I'm tired and beat down like a dog. I am so tired. But thank you.
You
Oh, it's always something to do. I got bored. Every time I look up, there's something else I need to fix. Straighten up or clean. And
Well,
it's
that's
kind
what
of tough.
happens when you've been away from
That's
home for a
okay.
while, you know. And then, of
Yeah.
course, you're making big changes in your personal home as
Mm-hmm.
well. So that
Yes,
calls
yeah.
for a lot of work.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you this right now: you are you are the prettiest beat down dog I have ever seen in my life.
Well, thank you. Thank you, beautiful.
Peggy says she is beat
Thank
down like a
you.
beat down dog. Um,
Yes.
yes. So I'm telling her
I'm
she,
working. I've been in the yard.
in the
Trimming
yard
trees yesterday,
working,
my palm
cutting
trees and
down
stuff.
trees and carrying on,
Moving the furniture
and
around outside. Yeah.
yeah, and and then men say we're not feminine, but we have to do what we have to do, honey. We have to do what we have to
If there's
do,
no
and if
man to
that
help you,
means
you got to get out there. For me, as long as I can get out there and do some things myself, I'm going to get out there and do it myself. I myself, if I have to. I'm going to
mm-hmm.
do it, I'm going to get it done. Period.
Yep. You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to get it done. And if you don't have
Mm-hmm.
a mate or a partner or somebody to help you,
Right.
then, we got to get into it. But girl, I know you, because not only are you doing all of those things in your house, you're taking care of a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old, and all the demands
Yeah.
on women are intense. But girl, you are holding up though. You holding up. You holding up. You strong in
Yeah.
that thing. You strong in that thing. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna bid you farewell so I can pay attention to what I'm doing. Join us on Facebook at Raw Talk. Go to the Raw Talk page and like it and follow and everything so you get the notification when we come on, whether we're on time or not. It won't matter. Or you can join us on YouTube at Real Ass Women Raw Talk. And join us there so you can be a part of the conversation because we want to hear what you have to say tonight. Love you, baby.
Definitely.
That part. Yeah. So, let's jump right into it because, let me see. Did it turn this into a reel? No. Next. Never delete it. What's your problem, Facebook? And I'll be out of Facebook probation or semi-jail. They had me in a holding cell for the last 23 days, pushing all of my posts down in the feed so nobody will see them, you know. And it's so interesting to me because I see people who post things with the word with the F word in it multiple times in big white bold letters on black on their page, and then I go to open up
Yeah.
my Facebook and the first person I see is that person. I'm like, so you know, it's I love people, but you mean to tell me that that doesn't get you put in Facebook jail? That ain't against community standards. But enough about
Mhm.
them. You know, who really cares? They do what they do. We do what we do, and then you know it just gets
Yeah.
done.
Keep it. We gonna keep showing up and keep what we do. That's right.
Uh, there you go. That part. So there you have it. That's it, and that's all. All right. So first up on the topic of conversation is this subject about hospice husbands. Okay. So here we go. Check out what this TikToker had to say.
Ladies over 40, beware. I have just learned about hospice husbands. This is basically where you meet a man and he is love bombing you. He is doing all the things. You fall in love with him and you marry him super fast. Well, these are men that are already sick. They just haven't told you that they're sick. Like I've heard about stories that men who after weeks of being with a woman, they died, but they knew they were dying. And the woman is left with millions of dollars in medical bills. And then the kids come along and they take what belongs to the woman that the man never owned. Hospice husbands. I am like, so you telling me that when you meet a man, you got to go and get his bones checked, his heart checked, his colon checked. You got to do all this check before you ever even go out on the first date? Mm-hmm. Tell me what you think in the comments. Ladies of
Tell me what you think in the comments. I think it's outrageous. But I have a lot of questions to ask about that. It's hard for me to imagine a person being that ill and you not being able to look at them and tell or have some indication of their illness. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that is kind of far fetched to me.
Right.
And you know, and how are some children going to come in and take anything from you, with yours or his, when you were married? How are you going to come take my stuff that he didn't buy or pay for or have anything to do with? How are you going to come and take that from me? You know, that's what I want to know from her. You know, how did that happen to these people? Uh, I don't know. What you think about that, girlfriend Peggy?
That's the twist. That's what she's saying. They married very quickly. Within 6 months of knowing the person, you married to him. The man passes away in hospice, and the kids come after your stuff because you guys were married, and yours was his is yours, and was yours is his. And they come in and they try to take everything that, like you said, it wasn't their husband's stuff, but it's primarily their wife's stuff. And they saying, "Hey, this was my dad. This was my dad who married you," and and I guess they just take it because they feel they were entitled to it, and maybe go to court or win or something. I don't know, but it sounds like they stripping the woman of everything she had going into the marriage.
And I'm just like, well, where do they
That's
do
the
that
twist.
at? In what state do you do that in? And is that somebody who doesn't have a will, or you know?
Again, we were talking about wills and the importance of having one last week. We got into that conversation a little bit. That's where the will protects you, having your business in order. So when it's left open and it's not in order, it becomes the property of the state. And then I guess you can't do certain things without certain okays and approvals and all the stuff you have to go through. So that's tricky.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, oh,
tricky. Yeah,
yeah.
gotta be
It's very
very
tricky.
careful.
Maybe it's something that
Hmm.
happens in the probate process. I don't know, but uh, so would you? What do you think if you met somebody and they're, you know, and you fall in love, you know, 6 months in, 8 months in, and they say let's get married? Do you say let's go get an exam first? Let's go to the doctor. Oh, I
That's
need
what
your
she's saying.
medical
That's what happened. It
records.
sounds like she's saying she went to, You want you to do it before you go on a first date. It look like you got to check from the rooter to the tutor and get some medical records out folders or something that you can look at and verify. But I don't marry anybody. I need to date you for at least a year or two before I'm even comfortable enough to think about getting married to you. So I'm not one of those people, and I don't think I will fall in love and with 6 months I'm married. If I am, you better come tap on my head.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's a little strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know, but listen, people do it all the time.
yeah,
People
I
do it a
do.
lot. They know. I've never had that signal, but people know right away. Oh, this is my soulmate. This is it. I don't know what kind of
They know.
questions they ask or what sort of regiment they go through to check off everything on the list. For a person who's and
Mm-hmm.
say, I want to marry you, because I don't even know if you've had an opportunity in that honeymoon phase to find out how a person responds when they're sad, mad, depressed. What triggers them. Because their
Mm-hmm.
representative is who you meet
It's still
initially.
there. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
that's
and what it sounds like is that men who are
marrying
looking
somebody
for a nurse.
quickly. Mm-hmm. But how do you, and then she said something about them being millions of dollars in debt because the husband ends up in hospice, I guess, runs up a lot of bills, and now she left holding the bills as well. Again, good luck with that. Couldn't be me. I'm not doing it.
Peggy said, "Not happening. Not going. It ain't going down like that. It ain't going down like that.
No.
I'm so sorry." Okay. Um, and next up for discussion. Okay, let me see. Somebody has something to say. Who got something
What
to
was your
say?
take on it? Would you marry somebody within 6 months in?
I don't think so. Listen,
Mm.
I dated my husband for 4 years, and I still wasn't thinking about getting married. I
Mm-hmm,
teased him
mm-hmm.
for a while. I said, I don't even remember you asking me to marry you.
Mm.
I missed the proposal. You know, all I know is that
Uh,
I went home with him, with his parents and everything. So we would go back and forth, all the time. And every time we would go home to visit his parents, his daddy would say, "Here come the shackers." And so we got teased a lot about shacking. And he'd go, and he would tell my
okay.
mother-in-law, "Hey, Jean, look at him. Here come the shackers." And so after a while, my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, and her sisters too, God bless them all, rest in peace. They just got together and they said, "You're getting married. We're doing the wedding. We're gonna have it at Thanksgiving." Because that's when everybody comes to Tallahassee or whatever, for homecoming or the
Anyway.
game or
Mm-hmm,
whatever it was. Actually, the game was
mm-hmm.
in Tampa at the time. The you know,
Oh, the
classic.
yeah, classic.
Because this was a million
Mm-hmm.
years ago. But and so they said, you're going to get married the day after Thanksgiving. And that's what we did. They told me, you just get a dress. Get a dress, get your
Uh-huh.
bridesmaids. We're doing everything else. And they did everything
Mm-mm.
else. So
Oh, wow.
that was on them. That's why I got married, because they were tired of us shacking. But I had drug that thing out for about 4 years. So no, I don't see myself getting married to somebody in 6 months. But let me not say because anything could happen at any point in time.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Right.
Mark Ferguson in the building. Welcome, Mark. This is the first time I think with you joining us on Raw Talk. So happy to have you, longtime friend, or as they say in talk radio, longtime listener, first time caller. Hey, Mark. He says on the first date, information on one's health should be revealed. He's questioning that. Not once. And not once a real commitment has been made. So he's saying, I got to tell you all of that on the first date, long before I even know if you're somebody I would want to be committed to or not. I don't know, Mark. That is what this young lady is suggesting. Or at least early on in the dating process, you get that medical history and that medical stuff checked out.
Yeah, I think that reveal anything should be revealed sooner than later. I would reveal whatever issues I had going on because, like I said, it may be something going on with me that you may choose not to have a second date with me because that's not something that you want to deal with. So, and I feel the same way. If you let me know you got a certain condition, issue, or something that's, wish you all the best, but I not want to continue to date you. So why keep, I'm not going to waste my time and prolong, we could be friends, but if we level up and go to the next level, because I'm not, I may not want to do that. So yeah, early on, first date, second date is good for me. That's what that first and second date is for. It's discovery.
Most definitely.
Yeah. You're a male. You got male partners out there. I want to know. Yeah, because I don't want to go further. I don't want to participate.
You got male partners? You mean you're going to ask the man if he's ever had
Yeah, if
sex
you're a
with
male
a man?
and I'm talking to you. Yeah. Let me know. You may swing both ways. I mean, let me know that because I don't want to waste my time. I'm not interested in the rolling out like that.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Willie Starr, for asking me to marry you. That's real sweet. I appreciate that. Is you trying to give me the proposal I never received? Now you know that's a good friend. Mark says, Mark says she is out of her bloody mind. It's just silliness. I don't know, Mark. People want to know. They want to know about your, if you have any sexually transmitted disease issues. Do you have anything that's going to, cause, detriment to a relationship? I don't know. I don't know if it's as silly as you think it is. Derek's in the building. Hey.
Hey, Derek. Derek was like, where do y'all get these topics from? I'm like, we get them from everywhere, social media mostly. I mean, we see something interesting, we grab it. We want to talk about it.
It's out there. And but for real, Mark, people want to know. And I think also folks want to know about your doggone credit score and all of those kind of things. How do you manage money? What's your sexual preference? Like girlfriend Peggy said, do you have a tendency to go, one way or another? And when it comes to that too, you have a lot of men who want to be polyamorous. They want, they want to bring another female into the relationship, or they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want those kind of things. And sometimes they'll express that to you. They'll ask you, if that's something that you would consider, bringing another female sexual partner into the picture. They don't typically ask if you want to bring another man in there. And if they do, then you have to be concerned about their interest in the other man. So, there's a lot of things that have to get cleared up and talked about and all of that kind of thing. Um, um, Willie says, Star says, all jokes aside, what is okay to ask personal on your first date?
I think you can ask anything. A person can decline to answer the question, but most certainly you should be able to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Ask away.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. How you feel?
Yeah. Yeah, I say ask anything and everything before you are in a situation where you feel some type of way. You kind of get it out the way early, and you all either get past that or you realize that you're at a point where that wouldn't interest you. For example, I'll give you an example. I know someone who is dating, and she's talking to a man who wants to take her out on a date, and they're just having general conversation, and then he brings up the fact that he had been married in the past. Okay, you're married. And then he starts to talk about his ex-wife, and then he admits that he has had sex with his ex-wife since they've been divorced. Now, if you're a woman, that's a freaking red flag. That's a red flag. If you've gone backwards at some point and had sex with your ex-wife, and then he starts talking about the ex-wife, and then he starts talking about how good her coochie is, and how that's the best coochie he ever had in his life, and how her coochie is better than other, she's had 2 children, and I've had sex with women that never had any children, and her coochie is still better than theirs. Well, then what that says to me is that I don't want to be bothered with you, because I'm not going to be competing with no shadow coochie. I ain't gonna have no coochie over here off to the side in the back of your mind. We ain't doing that. Mm-mm. And if you have sex with your baby mama, or you have sex with your ex-wife, boom, off limits. No, thank you. See you later. Derek said all of that is too much work. It's just too much work.
Yeah, that's way too much. There's too much to contend with, too much to think about. Just you're going into it with doubts and untrusting issues that you're slipping back anytime, any moment, starting out the gate. It's not good. That's not good at all.
It's just not good. And Willie says, but this is our first date, and meeting each other. Well, you don't go on your first date with someone you just met. All right. If you met them today, chances are you're going to have phone conversations with them that lead up to you going out on a date. You've talked with them enough to know that you want to continue the conversation and talk with them. So it might be your first date, but it more than likely is not your first conversation. Okay, so there's some of those things that you've already cleared up already. Yeah, ask them, get them out the way early. Get it out the way early. You need to have a list in your mind of all of the questions, everything that you want to know about somebody, and ask them. And like you said, girlfriend Peggy, they can always respectfully decline answering that question.
They feel like it's just too impersonal to share at this time. Decline.
Mm-hmm.
And
Most
that can be a
definitely.
red flag for you. That could not. I mean, you can make some choices from the loan.
Mm-hmm. Now, all right. So my editing on this one might not be the best. So bear with me on that. Uh-oh, Mark had a lot to say. Mark says not on the first date, whereas there may not be a second date. Once once we're committed to each other and still dating and not married as of yet, then those obnoxious questions can be asked. Delusional women who are so impressed with
Mm.
themselves as though they're on the level of Michelle Obama, Oprah, and other successful women, where that's known and not some random chick working at Walmart in customer service. I don't know if I quite understand that. Who are so impressed with themselves as they're on the level of Michelle Obama and Oprah and other successful women, where that is known and not some random chick. Or, well, chances are, you know, the random chick working at Walmart is, might not.
No,
I listen.
well,
I
I
don't
don't.
want
It
to.
doesn't matter where she working at.
I don't think
Me.
so either. I don't think it doesn't matter where she works or what
Yeah.
she does,
It doesn't matter
and
what stature she is.
no.
Right. If she is that level of Michelle Obama and Oprah and all that other kind of stuff, she still have a right to ask what's bothering her. She have a right to ask what's on her heart, what's on her mind, what she would like to know about you. It doesn't matter where she works, what level she's on. You find her attractive enough to ask her out on a date, you should find you interesting enough to ask the pertinent questions to her about you. So all that other stuff, how much money, what credit score is, all none of that matters. What makes her mind and what she needs to find out from you. And if you answer that she can make some decisions in her mind of whether or not she want to go out on a second date with you or not, and you can find out if on a second date with her or not. That's my take.
Yeah. Mark says all of those questions are obnoxious, but what they really are, and I think they
Mm,
can be done tactfully. I don't think it's obnoxious. I think it's the way you approach it.
yeah.
A respectful way to inquire about that. And sometimes you don't even really have to ask. Just in the general conversation, things are revealed. People will, eventually reveal certain things. He says, all right, do all of that, but not on the first date. He said, because it's just a date.
He is stuck on that first date. Okay.
He says, not
And
just
that,
not on the
again, that's
first
what we
date.
have to do. We have to say some things are for some people, some things are not for others. You can't get upset because everybody don't think and feel the same way that you do. They're gonna have a different take, a different mindset, different way of doing things, and you have to respect everybody. So for him, he's saying that's definitely a no-go. Ask certain questions on the first date, and respectfully, that's cool. And on the same token, whoever it is who's the acts out, they may not be on the same page that he's on. So that's where it's gonna come in, is whether you feeling like she's being obnoxious and you wouldn't want to go out with her again forward, and she too nosy and she asking too many questions about you. You nervous? You got something to hide? You gonna just say I'm not answering your questions and get upset and walk away from the table? What?
Well, he'll
So I
probably just
mean,
make a
you just
mental
gotta.
note.
Everybody, every situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He probably just make a mental note not to ask her out again or something like that,
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhere down the line, no, let's not get hung up on the first date part, but somewhere down the line, early on, before too much of anything happens, there's some
Right.
adult conversations that need to take
Take
place.
place. Right.
you know and
Mm-hmm.
so when and how you ask them is on you, because I'm certain that the men have have questions too. You know, just because she called it hospice husbands, it doesn't mean that they're not concerns that a man would have about a woman that he needs to ask her as well. So we'll go for that. Okay. Yeah, he says, all right, somewhere down the line, then it becomes more appropriate. Okay. We got you, baby.
Yeah.
We got you. We feel you. We feel you.
We can
All
respect
right, so
that.
we're going to,
Absolutely.
yes, we're going to move on to the next topic. This is going to hit home for the men, for folks on both sides of the fence. Okay. Like I told you, my editing on this might be a little off. Bear with me. Here we go.
Tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me. Access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids. I got 7 kids.
Okay. So there you go. He has 7 children from 7.
First of all, you can say whatever you want to say. I told you I didn't want the kids. I don't want no kids. Well, if you don't want kids with those women, you should not be laying down and sleeping with them. First of all, keep your in your pants and keep it moving. Because when you lay down with a woman, it's a chance, most likely, that she can get pregnant. Whether you plan to or it's an accident or not. Whether you using condoms and doing this and she's taking a plan B, if it's meant to be, she'll be pregnant. Okay? Because plan B won't work. So if you lay down with her, then yeah, and she have your baby and you're the father, you have a responsibility, whether you want to or you told her to or not. Point blank, period. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, that's.
Mark says he apparently doesn't know what a condom is. He is a boy and not a man. And and we have to teach our young men at a young age how to protect their seed. We drill it into the female. Keep your panties up, your skirt down, your legs crossed, and learn how to say no. I'm telling you what my mama told me. I did not listen, but that's what she told me.
Yeah, keep your purse closed.
Keep your purse closed. Close your pocketbook.
Yep.
That was it. But as women, we have to take responsibility, and the men, expect us to do that, to be on birth control that makes our bodies sick. A lot of that stuff just messes you up, and then it's not fail proof. So I'm on the pill or I'm on Moderna or whatever it is. That's altering my body, okay, to protect myself. But if you're a man and you have self-respect and you don't want to have a child with just anybody, then you on your end have to take the precaution too.
Abstain.
Abstain. That
Abstinence.
too. Yes.
Abstain.
Yeah.
Okay. Abstain. Right.
Avoid. Don't do it.
Abstinence. Abstinence.
Yeah.
Do not do other ways to relieve yourself and do your thing. That woman that you do want to have a child with, and that's who you start having sex with.
Right. But men traditionally are not taught that. They're taught and encouraged to sow their royal oats and, to get another notch on their belt. They see every woman as a
Notches on the
possible
belt.
notch. Hmm.
That's right. And again,
But
that's where the man boys come in because they're not mature and their thinking is not up to a level of thinking that, hey, I'm not out here to bag every woman, sleep with every woman. I'm not trying to fill a notch on every loop to be viewed as the man around town. You community property. That's, it's
right.
not cool.
It's not cool. And then you have children with these women, and it sounds like they're probably women who you haven't known for a long time, who you don't have a relationship with. It's just some kind of hookup, and now folks are pregnant. And so he says, hey, I told you to have an abortion. Well, that might be against my religious point of view, listen, people have it. As immoral as we all are, people will have some one thing that they hold on to, and they might say, I'll have unprotected sex without being married, but I'm not having an abortion, because they consider one to be, just something bad that they're doing, but the other one to them is murder. And the thought of doing that doesn't rest well with them, so they're not doing it. They might not even be religious, but the thought of doing
That's
that,
right.
of something that belongs to them doesn't set well with them, so they're not doing it. But you can take
Right.
all the precaution. You can be on birth control. You can take hey, I had a friend over
You
here a
can have
couple of
your
weeks ago
twin.
with a baby, and that she took a Plan B on, but she had a baby anyway.
On your tubes tied. Okay, I got a cousin that had 2 to 3 children after she had a tube tied, still had more babies. So there is no absolute.
And that's scary.
Yep.
Cause I had, but I didn't have my tubes
Mm-hmm.
tied. I told him, I said, go in there and cut out a hunk of it and super glue it on each end and then burn it on the end and tie. I'm like, hey, cause I don't care what paperwork I signed. If I turn up pregnant, I'm gonna own Winter Park Hospital. It's gonna be Miss B's badasshospital.com.
Okay.
Yeah, but for him, I say, listen, he might not want to be, these women want him to be emotionally involved with the children and everything. Okay, you don't want to be any of that. You don't want to be connected to her. You don't want to be connected to the children. You don't want anything to do with it, but you gon' pay. You gon' pay. You gonna send some child support. You gonna send some
You
financial
did the
child
deed.
support.
You did the deed. If the seed came through, then you need to pay for it. As simple as that. You help support and take care of it financially. Because I'm sure a woman would probably appreciate it. For myself, appreciate it, wanted in my children's by child support or not, and he wasn't ordered to pay child support, nor did he. But I still demanded that he connected to the children, and he did. But however, for him, just because he said, I told you I didn't want to be a dad, I didn't want these children, and I didn't, and ghost a woman and then ghost for a long time. That does no, you need to be held accountable. You do the act, you do the deed, you need some accountability for what you did.
That's right. If you
Yeah,
don't want to do the time, don't do the crime.
we'll do it.
And it's a crime. It's a crime. So yes, you will pay. Mark Ferguson says, I haven't had any out of wedlock children, and neither does my son. My Jamaican father raised me and my two brothers properly as I raised my son. You have kids, you take care of them and be in their lives. He says that he is disgusted by knuckleheads like that POS that was in the video. I don't know where he came from with that. Ain't nobody buying that. And when it's time to go to court for child support, and she brings that video to court,
yeah, you gonna get it. You gonna get it.
they're gonna hand you your
Just because he
behind.
that video.
Right. They're gonna hand you your behind on a platter. They're gonna hand it over to you.
Every time.
They're gonna hand it over to you. Yeah, I agree. That's disgusting, and it's idiotic. It is the all-time dumbest thing. That's all I can tell you. Okay. Topic number 3 for tonight. Topic number 3 for tonight is the gay black pastor. Woohoo.
My name is Marquise.
Marquise, where you calling us from?
I am calling from a little city called Martinsville, Virginia. It's near Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's bold.
Martinsville, Virginia. Okay, near Greensboro, North Carolina. How old are you, Marquise?
I am 34.
34. What do you do for a living?
I am a mental health case manager.
Mental health case manager. Do you have any kids?
I have one son.
One son. How old's your son?
He's 11.
11.
From a
What do you do for a
previous
living,
marriage.
Marquise? Oh, you told me mental health case manager. One son, 11 years old. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio, and I'm also a pastor as well.
Oh, you're a pastor too.
Yeah, I can't leave that out. That's a big part of my life.
Do you have a church?
I do. It's called the City Nation.
Okay, so let's get to it. What kind of woman are you looking for, Marquise?
I'm actually same gender loving, so I'm looking for a man.
Wow, you're the second pastor that I've had on my show that was in the LGBTQ community.
And I believe the first one more than likely is what brought me to your show.
But listen, because you know this is going to be a hot topic. So let's
Okay.
just start right there before I get into my regular questions. Because they're going to go crazy in the comments. That's just how Kendra Cousins roll. So what do you say to the people that feel like a pastor can't be gay?
I say that human sexuality is very fluid. I believe that a lot of those beliefs are based on improper interpretation of scripture. So I say that it is very possible because I exist, and that's the reason why I started my church, because there are so many people who are in dungeons and back rooms doing all kinds of things because they feel like God doesn't love them. So my message is one of love and acceptance. And I'm really called to those who are currently like living one life and not happy in that life, and they're trying to play to the traditional interpretation of what I call the heteronormativity. So I'm here to combat that inauthentic expression. I believe Jesus is for everyone. So
Got you. Now you.
Okay. So he says Jesus is for everybody. Human sexuality is fluid, and he wants to live in his truth. But you see, he had to start his own church. So he's looking for.
I believe
he's been married.
in the Bible when he's. He's with that, the Sodom and Gomorrah, and he burned down and told Lot not to look back. And I can't go into verbatim of it, but everybody knows that part of the Bible. He's not with that. I don't think God doesn't love everybody. Certain does not approve of. Certain acts So I don't know. It's real touchy, and because it's fluid, like you said, doesn't make it right because it's fluid.
But does he get the not denied the opportunity to live his life because
No, he doesn't. He get the opportunity to live exactly what he doing, how he doing. Because you know what? Like I said, those are his sin points that he accumulating. And at the end of the day, everybody is going to have to be accountable for the things that they do in life.
yeah,
Simple.
that is yeah, that
On
is
Judgment Day, if
the
there's such a thing, yeah,
and therein lies the issue if there is
to be
such a thing. You know, so if you believe that,
right.
then it goes that way. You know, I don't know if he believes in Judgment Day. You know, I don't know if he regards himself you know, that what he does is a sin. I need to talk to him.
And again, it boils down. Right, exactly. And again, at the end of the day, it boils down. I'm not going to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I'm proud of you. Enter into the gates of heaven. Or is he going to say, depart from me, you not, you worker of iniquity. Get ye behind me. What is, we don't know. Come on. We don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day. Nobody knows. So he got to live his life while he's here.
Well, he's doing it. I couldn't catch the name of the church, but you know, but it's just like saying, you know, just because somebody is not heterosexual, you know, do we deny them the opportunity to worship as they see fit? Um, no, we won't deny you the opportunity, but we're going to judge you because that's what people do. That's what we do. You know, we judge other people. We judge them based on their actions. We judge people, and they'll say, "No, you know, you shouldn't do it." But in reality, that's what we do. You know, we look at them and their behavior, we critique it, we judge it, we, you know, put our little twist or whatever on it. But you know, I'd love to have a deeper conversation with him, and you know, and just to see you know, how he really feels about it. You know, uh, how close to the quote unquote Christian belief he adheres to. Oh, you know, for all I know, he might not even be a Christian. I don't know that she asked him what his faith was. You know, he has a church. I don't know what kind of church that is or what he's teaching or if he's teaching from the Bible or not. But he's out there doing his thing, looking. Ain't nobody had nothing to
like
say. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about the black pastor looking for him a man. And
he'll find his king,
it's
I'm sure. He'll find his king.
Yep. He gonna
Yes,
find
he will.
something. He gonna
Yeah.
find something, and we'll see in just a little bit. So now the hot thing in the news is about the four African American U.S. citizens who went over to Mexico last Friday and were brutally kidnapped once they crossed the border, and you know, and got there, and now there's two that survived and two that did not. If you missed the story, here it is.
Dangerous situation unfolding in Mexico after four Americans were kidnapped at gunpoint after crossing the border. We're learning more about the victims. Matt Rivers is in Mexico City with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Well, George, this news developing just moments ago. We're hearing from Mexican authorities who have announced some, unfortunately, very tragic news in the case of these 4 Americans kidnapped in northern Mexico. Mexican authorities, the president of Mexico, as well as the governor of the state of Tamaulipas, where this happened, announcing that 2 of the 4 Americans who were kidnapped on Friday afternoon have been found dead. The other 2 have been found alive. One of them, we're told, is at least mildly injured, if not more so than that. They are receiving medical treatment. Both of those who have been found alive at this point, very much a developing story after a tragic couple of days. This disturbing video appearing to show the group being violently taken at gunpoint just across the Texas border in Matamoros, Mexico. One person led to the back of a pickup truck by heavily armed men in body armor. Another person then pulled onto the truck bed. The FBI investigating this video, which ABC News has not been able to verify. The White House saying the president is aware of the attack, the FBI and State Department working with the Mexican government.
These sorts of attacks are unacceptable. We will continue to coordinate with Mexico and push them to bring those responsible to justice.
Now new details emerging about the victims. ABC News learning their names: Latavia Tay McGee, Shaid Woodwards, and Del Brown, and Eric Williams. McGee's mother, Barbara, telling ABC News her daughter was traveling from Lake City, South Carolina to Mexico for a cosmetic procedure with her cousin and 2 others. Barbara says she told her daughter she did not want her to go, but her daughter said, quote, "Ma, I'll be okay." She says Tay called her when she was 15 minutes away from the doctor's office, but she did not hear from her again, saying, quote, her phone just started going to voicemail. The mother and sister of Zindell Brown told ABC affiliate WPDE they felt uneasy about the trip right from the start.
So I'm just checking on you. That's what I told him Thursday. And then, like I said, Friday morning, I texted and I didn't get anything.
U.S. officials say the group was driving a white minivan with North Carolina plates when they crossed the border Friday, where gunmen began shooting at the van, one Mexican bystander killed. Matamoros in Mexico's Tamaulipas state, one of the most dangerous areas in Mexico.
The travel advisory for Tamaulipas state remains at level 4. Do not travel. We encourage Americans to heed that advice.
The U.S. State Department saying, quote, criminal groups target private automobiles traveling through Tamaulipas, often taking passengers and demanding ransom payments. That level 4 travel rating, the same one the State Department gives to other places like Afghanistan.
Okay, so there you go. There you have it. So she was traveling by car from South Carolina to Mexico with 3 men, her cousin, and 2 other people. And I think at least one of the 2 people that was killed may have been a married person, or something. I just think it's kind of strange. I don't know, that you're going to have a medical procedure and you take 3 men with you. Is that me? Is that just a little questionable?
Does she thinking she got a little protection? No, I went with her cousin, the best friend, and relative or boyfriend. She thinking, hey,
there was no boyfriend.
I got some muscle with me. I got somebody. No, I'm just saying, I don't know what the relationship was of the 3 men she was with. We don't know that. We don't know we just know it was a cousin, right? But we don't know what the relationship to the other 2 men were to her.
Well, one of them was married. One of them was married.
Okay, well, that could have been her best friend. That could have been her best friend that was married to somebody. And his wife didn't mind him going with her over there. We don't know the particulars. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to jump the gun on that one, just make a call of whether or not she should have. It was for a death and a chance against somebody with some guns and ready to snatch them up and beat them up and rough them up and kill them. So I don't know. I'm scary. That's why I say I'm keeping my feet on American soil. I'm not one to want to jump out and go travel all over the world for vacation and all that other kind of stuff, you can have it because they're rare, pretty much. Let them go on a cruise. And I may get off and go a little bit just around the little, parameter that they have set up for us, and then I'm getting back on that boat as quick as I can.
Well, I get it. I understand completely, what you're saying and where you're coming from. I get it, but the other word on the street is that they were targeted, that it was a mistake. What happened to them was a mistake, that somebody thought they were Haitian drug dealers or Haitian people coming to do a drug deal or that type of thing, some sort of right. And I don't know why it'd have to be Haitian, but yeah, that it was that they were targeted because of some potential drug deal. But it doesn't matter. The warnings are out, about going there, that it's just as bad to go there as it is to go to North Korea or Afghanistan. It's like a war zone. Why would you put yourself in? And they say the worst thing to do is to enter by crossing the border. It's already known how they feel about us.
The plates was a giveaway for them to arrest them.
Yep. Good evening, Irvin. Yep. Good evening, Irvin. How you doing? Boo? It's good to see you. Irvin, we were talking about some things that we would have loved to have had your comment on, but we are so happy to have you in the building with us tonight. So, what's the, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, except that it's very unfortunate that those two brothers lost their lives going over there. And I had a teacher who used to say, a word to the wise is sufficient. Now they telling you all the time, don't cross the border. Don't do it by car. Don't go over there. Stay your ass away from over there. Don't do it, because the chances of being drugged or being, met at gunpoint, of being kidnapped, or, all of those things are very possible. Yes, it is.
And
it's
again,
really
because
high.
of the plates, you're standing out like a sore thumb. Those plates are dead giveaway.
It's a dead giveaway. Look at that. Irvin was having some quality time with his boo, with his baby, with his sweetheart, with his fiance. So that made him late for Raw Talk. That's all right.
Nice.
We love black love. So if you were putting in some quality time, my brother, it's all right with us. You get a hall pass.
All right.
He get a hall pass tonight. Yeah. So, we ran the gamut tonight talking about hospice husbands, brothers that, have 7 children, and not wanting to pay child support. The black pastor who is looking for a man to marry, a black gay pastor who's looking for a man to marry. And now, of course, the situation with the folks in Mexico. Irvin says these people think it's a game in all these countries until something like that happens. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
It is no joke. It's not a game. You better, you better well be worth you risking your life for, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're putting your life on the line to go over there for some surgery. Or anything else you're going over there for a good time. I can have a good time at a nice hotel in the pool or the beach here.
Yeah.
I don't have
you can have all of that.
Clear across July. Right.
No.
I don't know. For me, it's not where I'm going, it's who I'm with. So like I said, if you're really with somebody that you enjoy and you want to be with, you can be at a pig, okay? And you're gonna have a good time, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna have a wonderful time, you're gonna enjoy yourself. But you could be at a dinner at the White House with the wrong person, miserable as hell, and you can't wait to get out of there. So it's who you with, girl, who you with.
Is who you with. And when it comes to the Shanquilla Robinson case, even who you're with can backfire on you. So now that we've got the FBI in Mexico going after these people, about these black people going over there and being kidnapped and killed, maybe that will bring some more attention to Shanquilla Robinson's case, and we can see some progress with that. But you got to be more careful. Irvin said, and these folks keep playing in the pulpits, going to find out the hard way also. Yeah, they're going to stop playing with God.
Okay.
You know,
you're right about that.
Yeah, and this man is being open about it. What's really scary is all of them who don't go public with it, but who do it, and in the end it comes out. You know, we find out about it anyway, aka Eddie Long, etc. You know, but they're there too. Don't fool yourself and act like because they don't say anything or they're not openly sexually fluid that they're not, because they are.
Right.
You better read that Bible for yourself.
They are in the closet.
They are in the closet. Some of them are in the basement, you know, but they're there. Anyway, you know, you better read that Bible for yourself. Get yourself a concordance, get you something, and get an understanding. Praise God.
Get in the Bible study class, right?
For real. And of course, last but not least for the evening, the big Netflix special. Netflix going live, I think, for the first time ever in this kind of way, with the Chris Rock comedy special, where he earned $20 million for doing this special on Netflix over the weekend. And of course, folks have something to say about what he had to say. Irvin says our government doesn't want that cartel smoke. I know that's right, because that cartel ain't no joke. And you know that cartel runs that side of the border with an iron fist. He said, but if that was a popular white couple, all of this would be different. We know. They would come down on their asses with everything they could, you know, with everything. But, you know, we're going to see what happens. It's going to be very interesting to hear how this story unfolds and what truths and rumors and whatnot come out of it, you know, as a result, because it's still too new. It's still too fresh. To call the shots on it in any kind of way, you know. But back to Chris Rock, you know, he took that slap from Will Smith, and life hasn't been quite the same. And so now he has an opportunity to speak out. And he says, why is Chris Rock so mad at Jada? I think a lot of people were mad at Jada, and they felt like Jada was the reason. She's the one who egged Will on to behave in the manner that he did. And they felt like they felt like she had something to do with it. So we'll see. Let's get the party started.
Y'all know what happened to me. Getting smacked by Suge Smith. Everybody knows. I got summertime ringing in my ear.
Rock performing in Baltimore at his sold-out show titled Selective Outrage for the first show ever streamed live on Netflix.
I'm a tonight without offending nobody.
I don't know if that's possible, but he went on, and here is. Huh? What you say, girlfriend?
Fans
It's almost
anticipating for
impossible not
months
to
whether he
be
would
offended.
forgive and forget about being assaulted by Smith with the world watching, or go on the offensive and unleashing his revenge. In the closing minutes of his 1-hour show, Rock gave his answer.
Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started this. A lot of people go, Chris, how come you didn't do nothing back? I got parents. And you know what my parents taught me? Don't fight in front of white people.
Your parents may have taught you. Your parents may have taught you not to fight in front of white people, but your parents didn't teach you not to disrespect a black woman in front of white people. You called her a bitch.
Just now he did, but the time the slap happened, the joke that he made, I don't think was being disrespectful, but referring to her to the new G.I. Jane. I think that was to say she was a strong black African woman who could play that role to a T and do it very well. I thought that was really a compliment. I didn't see, again, my own opinion is I don't see where it was something that she would get so upset about saying that you could play a particular role. Because short hair, and then of course the alopecia came in, and while her hair was short and all that other kind of stuff. But like I said, he was just saying because she had the short hair, she could play the role. It wasn't disrespectful, and again, I don't think that warranted a slap for Will. The reaction that he got. Again, it was Jada. The fact that she was so annoyed and unhappy, and he went up there and showed his ass. And yeah, I think Chris got the right to say whatever he want to say. At this point, if he want to be mad and upset and angry and call her a bitch, then that's his show. That's his right to do that. That's his opportunity, and that's what he's doing. That's again going to reflect on him.
There you go. I'm with you when you're right. Irvin says he's going to get slapped again on sight when Will sees him. You might have summertime ringing in that other ear. Huh, girlfriend?
Might be for a fight because I don't need more slaps. Triple takes on them and just bow down and let him keep slapping them. So he might be ready to get in the ring. They may have to get in the ring on him.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be exciting.
Yeah. They may have to.
It's going down. Girlfriend Peggy says it's going down. Girlfriend Peggy and Irvin say it's going all the way down. I'm gonna go mess around and get the taste slapped out of your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what he had to say about it, and there was no apology there. I didn't hear an apology. Did you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And he said
did
he
not hear
called
it.
her a bitch boldly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was hard. That was hard to hear. I was like, what? Ooh.
Ah.
That was a clutch in my pearl moment. Wow.
For real. For real. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, like I say, he got to be feeling himself now because, to get paid $20 million to go in there and have free range. Nobody wrote his script, wrote his material, I'm sure. He had the free range to walk about and say whatever it is he felt like he wanted to say and get it off his chest. And I'm sure they wanted it to be sexy and juicy anyway. So dollars. He let it rip a little bit. Yeah. So.
Yep. He gave them what they were looking for. He gave them what they were looking
He
for.
gave them to laugh about or talk about.
He sure did. He made a doggone statement for real. For real, for real. Well,
Yes, he did.
that was it tonight. We hope you enjoyed the smorgasbord. It had a little bit of something of everything on it. You know, it had some red meat, some seafood, some chicken. It had some cake and pie and
Some fruit, some
candy.
fruity fruit.
Yeah, some
Fruity fruit
fruit.
was on their plate.
Some fruity fruit. I love it, girlfriend Peggy. Yep. We had a little something,
It was
something for
delicious. It
every.
was good.
It was.
Yeah.
It was tasty, wasn't it?
Enough to sink your teeth into.
Yes, indeed. And
Listen,
so,
I am so excited. I went in today. I had my eye exam done. I picked out some beautiful glasses. I won't be, hopefully, next when I get my glasses in about a month, glasses, I'll be leaning into the screen and squinting crazy. So I got my eyes, got my eyes done and some blood work. Tomorrow I'm going in for a mammogram. I'm going in for my bone density check. I'm trying to get this, make sure you want to stay on top of your things to make sure things are going well. They don't discover some things and you want them to if it's there. You want things to be caught. So I know it is National International Women's Day month.
day,
So,
yeah.
ladies, we got to take care of ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves and get in there and do our tests, do our checks, the balances, and take care of ourselves so we can keep doing it because some women doing some great things out there.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
They are pushing through. They are showing up, and they're
And showing
getting
out.
it done. And they're getting it done.
Yes.
So salute to them. And of course, Irvin, he does not disappoint. He's gonna always come in because he love him some girlfriend Peggy. He said, Miss Peggy, stop looking sexy with your stingy self.
Hey, Urban. Hey, you pushing me. You pushing me, okay? I'm trying to get out of the turtlenecks a little bit. But yeah.
It's all good. That's
Just,
right. Irvin said,
like
go.
I say, just a little skin.
Just a little
bit,
skin.
not much. Just a little skin. You can't
He
even
said,
see much. Just a little bit.
And the imagination is so fascinating.
Absolutely.
So just imagine. She's just giving you a little something for your imagination, And you're right, Irvin. Women, we got to get our tune-ups. Men too. Get your tune-up, everybody.
Yeah.
Get that blood work done.
Prostate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Prostates, those colons, all those things that just sneak up on you, no symptoms, and all of a sudden you find yourself out there in stage 3, stage 4, of this or that and the other that you was like, oh, if I would have just got myself checked out or went to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Stop being afraid to go to the doctor. They out there to find things for us about ourselves to help us prevent from getting so far gone that they can't help us. They out there to help us. So if we don't go in and get the checkups and do the things we need to do, we're gonna be left behind. We're gonna get, I hate to say it, we're gonna be buried alive because you don't know. Not knowing is everything.
It's everything. Get your blood checked, know what your blood pressure is, what your cholesterol is, what your sugar level is, all of those good things that have an impact on your overall health. And as women, we have a tendency to do it more than the men do, a lot of times. We're going to go get an annual mammogram. We got that ingrained in our heads. We've been going to the gynecologist since day one. So you're going to go get your pap smears and all of those kind of things. But as a collective, we need to do it a little bit more. So, men, just close your eyes and and get that prostate checked. Irvin says,
Get it
whoever
checked.
get it checked. Irvin is on you tonight, girlfriend Peggy. He said, whoever you pick, Miss Peggy, you make sure that you tell him that he keeps his truck empty. Irvin, say, my friend Irvin keeps his truck empty in case he got to kill somebody about one of us. So let him know that you come with protection.
Okay.
Irvin is
Definitely.
our personal black mafia. Okay. He's the president.
I am honored that I have been selected. I'm honored that I'm in there. I'm honored that I'm selected to be the one to be selected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He says, hey, you don't want to mess around. Okay. Let him know you got a bodyguard. Mm-hmm. So they better come correct.
I will.
Because there is somebody to answer to. Irvin is in charge of security for Raw Talk.
Okay. Yes.
That's all you gotta say. Hey, come correct, because my friend keeps his truck empty. You think the Mexicans push them folks in that pickup truck? Like Irvin said, not a problem. They'll do it so fast nobody will even see it. You know, with Irvin security, there's no eyewitnesses left. There ain't no eyewitnesses. He is so crazy. There's going to be some slow music and fried chicken if you call him and you are hurt or upset.
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay. Irvin, we love you to pieces, from the crown of your curly head to the soles of your feet and all parts in between. Much love to your queen as well, and to everyone who joined us in conversation tonight on Raw Talk. Please like, comment, share on YouTube and on Facebook. We appreciate you greatly. I love you, girlfriend Peggy.
Love you too, girlfriend Miss V. Absolutely.
Have a great night.
I will.